Anya, I must just quickly mention, you finished filming Mad Max Furiosa. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
In Australia. And you put this clip online. So, basically, here's what you're going to watch. So, I believe I'm right. Anya, you were in that car, right?
Yes.
OK. And Anya's challenge is to drive down here, do an handbrake turn, and end up at the back of the car in between these two poles.
It's called it's called a juicy lift 180.
Wow. OK, let's see how Anya gets on. Here we go. OK, doing very well so far.
Thank you.
Excellent. Oh, here we go. Has she done it yet? Yes, she did! That's impressive, isn't it?
But what's really, like, crazy and slightly upsetting about that is that that's my first time in a car.
Really?
So I don't have the licence.
That's so good.
I can't parallel park, I can't go on the highway, I still don't have one, but I can do that.
That's all you need to do. You don't need to know anything
At some point, that will come in handy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, for a very tight parking spot in a supermarket or something.
Yeah. I mean,
how hard it is to do a three-point turn when you drive. Sometimes I've been driving...
Well, like, the way that they've trained me how to drive now is as if I'm, like, in a high-intensity chase at all times. So I'm kind of nervous to get my licence now. I'm a bit concerned about society.
I think your instructor will be quite nervous as well.
Oh, yeah. It is fun, though, and
Would you like to pull into this space, Mr. Joy? Gemma Arthur beside you. We've seen you, you know, in films, being kick-ass and doing stuff, but in life, you're quite, well, I was going to say rough, but not in that way. Just... like, the horse riding thing sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us what you can do on the horse.
I can do trick riding and stunt riding.
How long did this take, by the way?
So I learnt to ride I did sort of like a month's training, and then I got a bit obsessed with it and started, you know, doing trick riding. So I guess within, like, a couple of months.
So, Prince of Persia, you do all that horse riding yourself?
Yeah, there was a riding double as well for really dangerous stuff, but I did do a big stunt, which I'm really proud of.
Tell us about this.
So, there's a bit where a massive, big old black horse is galloping towards me, and I pull myself onto the horse whilst it's in gallop from standing. So basically, you hold onto the horse's reins, and you, while it's galloping, jump up onto it and then gallop off. And I trained for it for a long time, you know, for days and days and days and days and weeks. And then when it came down to it, it was this big Disney movie, so it's very expensive. And I said, you know, I can do that stunt. I've practiced it to the producers. And they went, no way, you're not doing it. It's too dangerous. And I was like, oh, I've been practicing for weeks. And I had a free fit. And they were like, for God's sake, all right, she can do it. And I did. And it's in the movie. And obviously, everyone thinks it's the stunt double, usually, unless you do something like this. Gallop, gallop. So, you know, how you doing?
Because, Denzel, you are now going to be doing this.
A Western, yeah.
Are you learning to ride now?
October 1st, I start. 5 or 6 months of riding.
Wow, you're going to be great. It's such a great opportunity.
I gotta, wait, let me...
I'll come and help.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
You've got the best tip.
The Magnificent Seven.
You know what to do, Denzel.
We're going to look for that movie.
Yeah. I'm going to do it.
I may not make the film. You get the credit, absolutely.
You know, someone told me, too, in the old days, they would put little trampolines for guys, like in the Westerns, and they bounce off of it and jump right up on the horse to make it look like they...
Oh, so that's why they just match it.
Yeah. So you'll see that as well.
We look forward to that. Because you weren't sure, and then we saw that is definitely Daisy Ridley in that river.
Feeling like I might die.
Wow.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this last night. I thought there were 2 times, right, I thought I might die in water. One was there, and one was in a theme park in Prague. Because, you know, when... the theme park one was when I was going down these rapids.
Oh,
and
they're
I
evil,
literally
aren't
prayed.
they?
I'm not religious,
yeah,
but I
nearly
prayed.
died at Centre Park.
Yeah, so you know when the water's risky business, Centre Parks. You know when the water's very fast, so you think you're inhaling air, but it's water, and you go, oh my God, I did that. there, and I did it in Prague. It was quite scary because also David's the nicest man in the world, but he was scary. Like, it was quite scary.
Mate, that looks petrifying.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I want to get on to your near-death experience at Centre Parks. What happened?
It's the rapids. I mean, you know, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Somebody accidentally, you know, elbows you because there's 95 people going down it at the same time.
Exactly.
This is obviously before COVID. And, you know, it was not as traumatic as what that looked like. I mean, you know, I'm being dramatic, I'm an actor. But it was...
I mean, me too.
There's going to be a headline in the Daily Mail tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I
Vicky
know.
Blue's near-death experience at Centre Parks.
Oh, damn it.
And Emily Blunt, in this movie, you look lovely.
Oh, thanks.
You look right. But in this, but you've got guns in this movie. Like, you're in amazing condition.
Thank you.
Badass in this movie.
It really is.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
I know.
And doing the stunts, Emily, you had to wear those suits.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what they're made out of, but even if they're made of balsa wood, it's a lot of balsa wood.
Yeah. Mine weighed about 85 pounds.
Wow.
The first time I put it on, it was a very interesting day. You know, Tom, I think, was aware that it was my first fitting in the exosuit. You know,
I know, I was there. I spent months prepping it and working.
Knew that I'd
It
be
was her first
overwhelmed,
day.
I think. And he came over after I put the suit on, and I was trying to hold it together. And I'm not really like a crier, but he came up and he was like, "How you doing? You okay?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm good." And he went, "Are you sure? Because it's hard, right? It's like heavy." And I went, "Yeah, it's just really heavy." It's like a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. He told me to stop
This is
being a
before
wuss,
we started.
which is it was the best thing, and just to make me laugh, because I was like, if he hugs me right now, it's over. It's going to be like a sprinkler system, you know. It was like...
And in some scenes, and you can't tell, but in some scenes, you are pregnant.
Well, yes. We did some additional photography, and I was pregnant,
Yeah, we did some
and it was
pickups when
kind
she
of
was
still
pregnant.
early, so I wasn't really telling anyone.
Yeah.
And so Tom was confused as to why I wasn't engaging in all the stunts, because I was kind of game for it when we did the original shoot. And eventually I went, because I'm growing a human. And he was like, and he was so cute about it, and then protected me, was helping me downstairs. Like, he was almost overboard, you know.
She's
after
like,
that.
Tom, easy.
Tom, I'm fine. I can do stairs. You know?
Well, you grew the little human, and little human popped out. We've got a
Yes.
picture of Hazel. As a mother, that must be so nice to have 600 people go, oh. Because for most of the film, your character refuses to feel pain.
Yeah, that's based on the real Ogujie women as well. They literally were taught not to feel pain.
Which must be quite hard to pretend that I'm not going, ow, ow.
When, look at that clip there, you see me standing on a rock. There's about 5 rocks under my foot there, which is fantastic.
But did they give you a protective thing for the sole of your foot?
No. No, we were just barefoot, just raw the whole time. Which was amazing, because we were, you know, we were in 3 a.m. Doing stunts in the dark, taking down men, as you see, and like I said, 100% stunts.
Are you throwing him with a sword?
Yeah, with a machete in my hand.
So you got the sword and you're throwing him?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then after I throw him, I then have to take him down again.
Yeah.
Very good.
And because you've done things like Captain Marvel and particularly, you know, James Bond and stuff, were you ahead of the game? Were you, were you ahead of the class?
No. I thought I would be.
Oh, really?
I wasn't ready, I'm not going to lie. I thought that having done a couple of stunts that I'd be able to just go in and just springboard off experience, but this was 100% stunts. And Gina Prince-Bythewood was really determined to have us just come in, and she even joined us with training, which was amazing. But no, this was throwing men, this was machete work, they're really heavy. This was discovering muscles in your wrist that you didn't realise you had. This was working on a Sunday.
Big Zula first.
No, don't do that.
You're just waiting, right?
I saw your eyes.
I say that,
Lay
man.
out on here.
No, it's just, you know, you was just the right hand, innit?
Well, I learned about all that. So that's fine.
And now, Leslie Manville, obviously
yes.
you've done lots and lots of acting. Have you deliberately chosen every role to avoid stunts? Have you ever done a stunt?
I like my own cigarettes.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, I do my own stunts.
When have you done stunts?
No, I haven't done major stunts like that. I have, but you know, if there's falling, I was doing some only last week, when I could have had a stunt double, tumbling and tippling around, and I didn't. I did it myself.
Well done, you.
Yeah.
Yes, we're very impressed. We look forward to Princess Margaret's fight scene in Crown. And tell me this, superhero movie, obviously stunts a go-go. So did you do many of the stunts yourselves?
She does quite a lot. She likes being in a harness. I mean, it's wonderful to watch her. Me, not so much. I love the stunt woman. Love her.
I thought maybe you were going to like it more because I was like, oh, she hasn't done this before. And, you know, I want to be 20 feet up and, like, spun around like a propeller. And then Octavia, literally, we had her in her harness the first day. Her toes were not off the ground yet. Like, she's literally still touching the ground. And she was like, oh, 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 oh. And we're like, Octavia, you're still on the ground. She's like, not for me, not for me.
Because you have known Jackie for a long time.
Yes, my first gig in Hong Kong was with Jackie. And then we did Super Cop together.
Now, because I want to talk about Super Cop, because did everyone back then, when you made films there, did everyone do their own stunts?
No, then not everyone are crazy like us.
but you, I don't know about crazy, but you do appear to be fearless. I mean, we've got a clip here, and it's from Super Cop, the movie with Jackie Chan, and watching it, you might think, oh, there's some camera trickery going on there, but it is you on the motorbike throughout.
I think you can see.
Watch. Okay, so this is all Michelle Yeoh. I mean...
I know.
Because there's no way that didn't hurt a lot.
Yes, it did. It did.
It's a metal train. I mean, you fell on... I mean, that's... Yeah.
You know, when you're on that rush, you don't feel anything. You really, you just go at it, because you hear the word action and you are so focused. This is what you have to do. When I learned to ride the motorcycle, I can't stop it. I can't, like, go and pose, because I'm literally on tiptoe, because the suspension is so high to take on all the bumps.
Yeah, yeah.
How I often get off is like and I throw the bike away. So throwing the bike away was the easy part.
That was parking. Yeah.
Did you ride motorcycles before?
No. Wow. I rode like a little moped back in Malaysia, but nothing like this. Incredible. So I learned. Because in Hong Kong at that time, we had no rehearsal time. You know, we would get dressed, we would get on set. They are choreographing the scene or the action sequence. You watch, you learn, and you shoot right away. Yeah. And that was another scene where I could have broken my neck, because I rolled off a van onto Jackie's car, and the glass was supposed to break, and he would have been able to get hold of me. It didn't, so I slid off the car. And I remember sitting there in the tarmac in a bump, but going in my head, what had happened? How did I not get it right?
You hit the road?
I hit the road. Right?
Yeah.
I hit the bumper of the car.
Spoiler alert, she survived. Ashley's going, wow, you must have died. No, she's fine, Ashley. She's here. She's here.
Okay.
In the thing, we saw the thing, in that thing, you know, the telly.
Yeah.
We saw some horses and things. Now, you look in the movie like a very experienced... Are you doing the riding in the film?
Yeah.
And didn't your horse have history?
Oh, yes. I think I know what you mean, that it had been trained on Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And it had been taught But Camilla, she's a brilliant horsewoman, and she trains all her horses. She works for a company called Devil's Horsemen. They're fantastic horses. I don't want to make it sound like it was dangerous. Yeah. But it was really dangerous. Apparently, this horse had been trained to die. So if you pulled his left rein very hard, he would very elegantly collapse his front legs, his back legs, and lie down. And these are great, big, giant thoroughbred stallions, you know, bigger than you both. And I was on
Oh, now I get it. Okay, yeah. Some perspective there. Okay, wow.
They were big. It was a big fella. But I canted out the shot and I stopped and pulled the left rein, and he just died on his left side, and I was on the left side, so he died on me. It wasn't unpainful, but it was okay. Yeah. We got up and it was okay, but everything went silent, very silent. You know that silence that comes over things.
They were just going, oops.
Yeah.
This isn't going to end well.
An entire horse on Rachel Weisz.
But you've had the common problem of frisky horses as well, haven't you?
There are different kinds of thoroughbred stallions. There are those that have been, I don't know if the technical term for horses... Gelded. Thank you. I didn't even say castrated or not. Gelded.
Yeah.
Gelded. Yes, gelded. They do not have their testicles.
Yes, we've got it. Yeah. We're all up to speed. We've got castrated, gelded, we're on it. Yeah. If people aren't following the story now.
I'm trying to do it in the best sort of PG words, science words.
Science words.
But so if they have not been gelded, they're extremely sensitive to the smells of other horses. Actually, man horses or female horses, they don't care. They smell horse, and they get basically just really enormous erections, which in a 19th century film is just not appropriate.
You feel like someone should mention it.
Yes.
You're just chatting on.
But actually, Camilla's found she had a couple of ways of making it go away. But the one that's more mentionable would be she got Vicks, you know, that you put on your chest when you've got a cold. She put it inside the horse's nostrils. Nowhere painful. Yes.
I want to know the method you can't mention.
Yes, it was just.
What's the science? The science.
Well, it was just to
get it done.
Kick it until.
That's like a party game. Kick the. Come on, kids.
That's a professional technique to get rid of a horse's erection. It's to kick it in the.
There's lots of big fight scenes in it, and, you know, you doing a lot of the fighting. But didn't you injure Chris Hemsworth?
You know, he needed a bit of roughing up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But no disrespect, you don't look strong enough to have kind of really injured Chris Hemsworth.
Come on, man, really.
It's the movies, man.
Now I feel like I'm challenged to a fight. I really know. Really, you'll win. You're fine. But so, did you kind of stop production or anything?
I punched him right out of his close-up, and it's funny now, but when it happened, I instantly was like, I've just ruined the movie, because I love this thing, and I thought that we were going to have to stop filming. I thought he was going to start crying. He did kind of. He spun right out of it, and
wow,
he's kind of a dickhead, too, so. He's like the nicest guy in the world. I was really lucky that I happened to clock Chris Hemsworth. He's like, couldn't be a better person.
I've worked with him just now. He's a dickhead.
Horrible, isn't
He's
he?
amazing.
And as you say, you play an ambulance driver.
Yes.
So obviously there's driving.
Yeah.
So did you have to like train up for stunts and things?
I did. I did a day of stunt driving, which was like the most fun ever. I grew up.
Did you only just one day?
I did one day. Yeah. I grew up on a ranch in Colorado, and I learned how to drive like anything. When I was 9, I could drive anything. I could drive a manual car, a tractor, a motorcycle, a car, whatever.
At 9?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'd like take the car to my friend's house at 9.
Yeah.
It's like
your friend's here to pick you up.
But I did a day of stunt driving, and it was like the most fun I've ever had. I loved it.
Okay, because you sent us a clip. I can't believe it's just one day. So,
Yeah.
so this is the clip. This is Dakota Johnson. So you're driving this car.
Yes, I'm driving that car, and the blue barrel is meant to be what the camera would have been. So I was meant to do this stunt to get the car to end up where it is.
Yeah, so
compared to the camera.
you're supposed to do a handbrake turn, and if God was good, then the trunk of the car would end up right here. Yeah? Okay. So how many goes did you do at this?
I mean, I don't know.
But this is one of them.
This is one of them.
And I thought you'd been there for a week, but no, this is one day.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Here she comes. Okay. Dogs are very impressive. Do you get a certificate or something?
I feel like I should get an Oscar. So...
At least a nomination. Yeah. But you have got a very scary stunt in this film.
Yeah, there was. Actually, it was the scariest thing I've ever done, and I've done a few scary stunts, but I had a 150-pound Rottweiler. So at the end of this, well, it doesn't ruin it really, but I get attacked by a dog, and we were shooting it in Prague in a car park, and they had this... The animal handler sort of spoke OK English, but not great. And I love dogs, love them. But this dog turned up with a muzzle on it, like frothing through the mouth. He was like... And I said, so how does this work? So I have a piece of cardboard under my jacket, or cardboard-like stuff. And he was sort of like, yeah, and you're just going to present your arm and the dog will clamp because it's been taught to clamp to this part of your arm. I was like, great. So I started to do this and he goes, no, hand inside. I was like, what? So I had to get my hand up inside, and I'm just thinking, you know, that was actually really terrifying to have 130 pounds coming at you, just sheer muscle, and you just go, well, you know, what do they say about working with kids and animals? It's like...
Do it whenever you can.
Always.
We were talking about animal handlers today on sets, because they're always so crazy, you know?
Yeah,
it's just someone off to the side going like, Trixie! Trixie! And you're just like, okay.
Buster, 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 Buster. And I was lying there, and Buster was, like, mauling me. And he was trying to get Buster off of me, right? But there were 4 dogs on me, not just Buster.
Right.
So, you know, Buster got, like, top billing. Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
But you did that stunt yourself. That's crazy.
That was scary. That was the first time I was...
Why did you do it yourself, though?
Because I kind of love doing that stuff, and it was
Hero
a
alert.
massive
Hey, by the way,
adrenaline rush.
Bird in a Wire, I did so many stunts with that, with Mel. It scared the hell out of me. And we were on buildings. We were scaling these little things up on a high building with like a little rope, like the little rope. Like a rope tied around like the little thing. Yeah. And he's saying to me, it's all right, Goldie, you can do it. Come on, let's do it. And at the end of this, because we did a lot of other stunts on that picture, I did get my stuntman's jacket.
Did you?
I did, and I tell you, I have that and the Academy Award. It's all sitting next to each other. Stuntman, Academy Award. One kind of falls like that. I can't
put it on the Academy Award.
I can put it on the Academy Award.
I got a stuntman's jacket, but in a very different way.
Now, Rebecca Ferguson, obviously, you know, with child now, so that makes stunts harder. But even when you did the last movie, you seem quite unsuited. I mean, you did suffer from vertigo going into these?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that does seem a bizarre thing to say yes to being in one of these films.
Well, I didn't really know what I was saying yes to.
OK.
Because I don't really know how these films were made. So, you know, when I was on the camel in the desert...
We explained it to you.
Well, no, very quickly, and then the first day of shooting, Tom, what did we do?
We jumped off a building.
Yeah. First day of shooting.
I think we've got a picture of you. So that you got...
That's me swearing and shouting the naughtiest words ever.
In my ear.
In your ear.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Swear. Did I say that? I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'm just so...
The worst words ever. And then we jump off, and he just looks at me in the Tom Cruise kind of way, and he goes, welcome to mission.
I don't remember saying that. I do not remember saying that. No way. That is way too cheesy. I never said that. You said it to all of us.